I'll start here. I grew up an only child. I was an only child till I was 13. I don't know if anybody here grew up an only. Any onlys at all? No? I'm alone again? Nobody else. Once more. I'll tell you that. Only children, it's not families. There's just 3 people. My parents be like, we're a family. Like, we're a death away from a partnership. This isn't at all. Like, I had friends who had siblings. They'd be like, I gotta go home. It's family dinner night. I'm like, all right, have fun. I'm gonna have pork chops with a married couple. Enjoy your family dinner. I'm gonna be a third wheel again. Every night, you're the third wheel. I hated being an only child. My parents felt sad for me, too. They bought me bunk beds. It's like, oh, I get to be lonely on the top or the bottom? I got choices. You couldn't do anything either. We couldn't do, like, family board games. They'd be like, want to play Clue? Sure. Was it you? No? Then it was you. Game over. We're done with Clue. We rode a roller coaster one time, too. That's not built for 3 people. Roller coasters? I sat on the ride with my mom, and then my dad sat behind us with another boy from an odd-numbered family. You ever hear your dad have fun with a boy you never met? Ruins the whole ride. I remember we got the photo, too. We got the photo. That kid was on my fridge for 3 months. Every time I got a glass of Sunny D, there he was. Having fun with my dad. I didn't like those 13, because I could also see my parents were getting older, and I was like, oh, no, I'm going to end up taking care of more people than they had to. How is this fair? I'm not a son, I'm a nurse. What is this? I need backup. I need somebody else. So I was very happy when my sister was born. I remember my sister was born. She was a very fat baby. Oh, love a fat baby. I don't know if anybody here ever held a fat baby, but what a joy. You hold a fat baby? It's the best, right? Did you want to bite it for some reason? What is that? I remember holding her. She had fat little arms and legs, and I was like, I gotta chew on them. Why? And I'm 13, I never held a fat baby before, so I did. I took a soft nibble. Just to see, I was curious. I was like, I'll take a soft chew. And my mom caught me. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, is this against protocol? I'm new. And my mom was like, no, I get it. I want to bite her sometimes too. And I was like, oh, we're a family now, that's for sure. This is a family. But yeah, I was so glad that she was born. Because being an only, too, you get weird. And it's a lot of pressure. You got no siblings to punch the weird out of you. So you get strange, and your parents are like, well, it's all we have. We gotta love it. I used to be very neurotic. I used to whisper repeat. I used to say everything twice, and the second time was a whisper to confirm that I had said anything. So I'd be like, bears are scary. Bears are scary. And I was pale, too. I was pale with red hair. I was a ginger that whispered things. Which is a demon. That's a demon. Nobody wants to hang out with the demon kid. Just, hey, can I spend the night at your house? Can I spend the night at your house? They'd be like, no, what are you, an alien? No, I'm a little boy. I'm a little boy. I eventually stopped because my mom made fun of me till I quit. Yeah, no therapy, just ridicule. Yeah, that's how poor people fix their weird kids. Pays for therapy later on. Yeah, it was very strange. I was also very afraid of the dark. I had night terrors, so I slept in my parents' bed with them until I was 12 years old. Hence the gap. had no idea I was the cause to my own loneliness. I had no idea. For a good decade, too. I was just in bed with him. Just my mom, and then me, then the angriest man in the world. Just hating what he made, you know? He'd roll over to look at his wife, and it was me looking back at him. Just like, nope, not tonight. Not tonight. It got crowded in that bed, too. It got very crowded. I'm 6 foot. Both my parents are 5'2". I was the tallest one. At one point, I was the tallest one in the bed. And I remember it got so crowded because my mom got pregnant with my little sister because I spent the night at a friend's house once. So I couldn't fit when she got pregnant. So I slept on the floor in a sleeping bag, like a little dog. I slept on their floor on my mom's side of the bed. I would just curl up down there. And I remember this. It was the end of my mom's pregnancy. It was Christmas night. And she shouted, "It's happening!" And she leapt out of bed, landed on me, and then her water broke all over me in my sleeping bag. And after that, you're not afraid of the dark anymore. Got a whole new list of fears, really, a whole new list. I was like, I'm gonna sleep in my own bed. I don't think the boogeyman can touch me. I was just baptized by life itself. Couldn't be okay. Yeah, it's all weird. It's wild. I have a girlfriend. It's crazy to me. I love her. My girlfriend's great. She's too nice. Women can be too nice to us. She's always saying things like, "I think you're so handsome and smart and funny." And I'm like, maybe I should get back out there. I sound great. I'm kidding. I'll never leave her. She makes more money than me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm trying to lock her down. I don't know how. I can't even propose. She makes all the money, you know? If I get down on one knee, it just looks like me going, "Can I have some?" Can you share the rest of your money with me? She was great. We did a lot of camping this summer. A lot of camping. She likes to camp. I'm an indoor person. It's fine. She's like, "Let's go to the wilderness and relax." I was like, "Oh, fun. I get to sleep on an air mattress that deflates all night till I wake up in the dirt." Love it. We went camping in northern Minnesota. That's where we went, and there's bears up there. So they told us we had to hoist our food up into a tree, which just makes you the food on the ground. Whose idea was that? Every night, I just hoist it up. I was like, "Oh yeah, not the Triscuits, take me instead." Doesn't make any sense. I like RVs, I'll do RV camping. That's my favorite. I just want the door, you know, that's it. Just give me the door. I don't want the last thing I hear before I go to be a zipper. What a nightmare. Yeah, I'm an indoor guy. I like video games. I love video games. I don't know if there's any video game bros here. Yeah, heck yeah, there you go. Love it. Grown man, good stuff. You too, we're grown men. I'm in my 30s, I'm getting online, I'm playing, and there's children in the lobbies with me, so I'm just having fun with other dudes' kids, like a weird stepdad. Just like, "Hey, I know you're not mine, but I'm proud of you." My girlfriend got mad at me the other day. She's like, "Stop playing so many video games." I was like, "I'm parenting right now." There's gonna be a whole generation of adults like, "Yeah, my dad wasn't around, but Doomslayer 687 taught me about algebra." Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerdy guy. I'm not an alpha male. You know alphas, right? Just muscles and neck. You know what I'm talking about? Big guys. So we got, high fives too hard. "Did you see me, Dad?" He's never there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not that. I'm beta. I'm second tier, which is fine. There's a lot of beta males. Right, sir? There's tons of us. There's so many beta males. We could form an army, right? We just need a leader. I don't know who would lead. It'd probably be a strong woman, to be honest. It'd just be... Just one woman or a bunch of skinny men like, "Yes, mama?" Yeah, we just take over. Yeah, I'm not big. I've never been big. I've always been very thin, you know? I still get nervous on roller coasters to this day, because, you know, every time you get on one, sometimes they gotta share the bar, you know, and I'll sit down and it'll hit the other person, and I'll be like, I got space. I don't wanna fly out. Like, you gotta hug me or link arms, you know? Dying on a roller coaster is a nightmare. What an awful way to go. Because they don't just stop the ride. Everybody else has to keep coasting after they saw your body fly off. You can't get back into coasting mode after that. It's not like, yeah, woo, oh no, oh, a tunnel, yeah. Everybody gets mad at you. Everybody in the line's like, great, I wasted an hour. They're gonna shut the ride down? Ugh. Let's go to the photo area, see if there's a picture of him flying out. Put that on a coffee mug. I'm just not big in every bit. I think it's part of like, also I have dysphagia. It's a small throat, that's all it is. You got regular throats, I'm sure? Small throat. But as you can see, I was blessed with this giant mouth, but cursed with this small throat. So my whole life, I've been taking bites that are too big, and I can't push it through my small throat. So I'll be like, it's too much, and it shoots out like a cat. I'm like a cat if it was a man. My whole life I've been dealing with it. It's a nightmare. It's terrible. I married a girlfriend for the first time when I was 18. Very excited. Went to her parents' house for dinner. It's going great. Her dad's laughing. I'm like, all right, I'm killing it. And then I took a bite of steak. I have a hard time with steak. I was like, uh-oh, not now. Not at the table. Come on. And I tried to squeeze it, and then I looked at my girlfriend with panic in my eyes, and she just went, is it your tiny little throat? You ever have a whole family laugh at you? Her dad was like, tiny little throat. And his son was like, right, Dad? Then they high-fived and bonded. It's terrible. There's nothing you can do for it either. I saw a doctor, and he's like, we can put a balloon in your throat, and we inflate the balloon, and it'll stretch your throat out. For 3 months, you can have a loose throat. I don't know, hit the town with? What do you do? With 3, like, it does it tighten up at the end of the 3 months like Cinderella? Like, I got another hour. Give me that whole chicken. The body's a mess. And the brain's not even better. It's too... I'm not a smart person. I grew up in the Midwest. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to the Midwest. Land of, some Midwest people. Very unaffectionate people. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. They're unaffectionate. I remember as a kid, I saw my dad pinch my mom's butt one time. Just once, my entire life. He pinched it, and she went, oh, Michael. And even I got excited. So, that's how rare love was. But I grew up in Michigan, and this is what happened. I was driving home, and you drive through Detroit, and there's a river, and across the bridge is Canada. And I was driving, and then the GPS said, turn right. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Canada. But I don't like confrontation. So I was like, well, I guess this probably knows more than me. But sure enough, you get into the funnel thing that takes you across the bridge. You can't turn around. You're in it. And I was like, oh, no. I don't want to leave America. How do I not do this? And I was like, this is going to be an awkward conversation. And I'm slowly inching my way to the first part of the bridge. And I get there, and it's just a gate. There's no person. It's just a machine that wants $5. And I was like, how do I not go? And then everybody behind me started honking. And I was like, okay, fine. I guess I'm going. I put in the $5, and the gate lifted, and I drove across the bridge, and the Border Patrol man was on that side. And I pulled to him, and he was like, what's your reason for coming to Canada? And I had to look him in the face and say, I got confused. I don't want to go to Canada. I don't know, I got confused. I'm sorry. Or sorry? I don't know how you say it. But I'm not trying to get in your country. Don't let me in. And he's like, do you have your passport? I was like, I got nothing to get in. Don't let me in. And he's like, all right, well, go pull your car off to the side. Because I guess I was being weird. So I pull my car off to the side, and then 4 cops and a German Shepherd all start searching my car. And my heart started to race because I didn't do pre-Canada sweep. And then they're done looking, they're like, all right, you're good. You can now come into Canada. I was like, I'm not trying to... Stop trying to send me to Canada, go home. And they're like, okay, yeah, you can go back across the bridge. So I'm driving back across the bridge, and I'm already in the lane with the semis. I'm with them, and all the cars are on the left, and nobody let me in. And I was like, all right, I'll just stay with the semis. But the semis branched off to a whole new Border Patrol area. Because they're bringing in goods. And I'm in a Dodge Neon. Just surrounded by trucks with produce. And here I go. And I was like, oh, this is going to be real weird. So I pull over to that Border Patrol man, and his window was way up there. So he peeks over like it's Wizard of Oz. And just looked down at me and went, you're in the wrong lane. And I went, yeah, no, I got confused. And he's like, do you have your passport? It's like, I got real confused. I got nothing. And he's like, go pull your car off to the side. And then 4 cops and another German Shepherd searched my car again. And at the end, they're like, all right, you're good. Welcome back to America. It's like, I never left. I don't know where I've been. But it cost me $15 to not go to Canada. Stupid Canada. Hate it. Yeah, the brain's so weird. Part of it's probably my mom. Who knows? My mom had a porcelain doll collection, and I think remember anybody's mom had a weird collection? Yeah, it makes you behave as a kid. I'll tell you that. You're not gonna act up if your mom has a shelf full of little girls frozen in time. You're like, is she a wizard? Were those my sisters? You behave. The problem is, I know I'm gonna end up with those porcelain dolls. They're gonna get passed down to me. I'm gonna figure out how to offload dolls, which I don't know how to do. What do you meet them in a parking lot at a Walmart? Just like, I got some pristine dolls here. That's a 1928 Deborah. Yeah, what? I'm gonna have to keep the dolls and pass them down to my kids, and we'll just be a doll family. Like, what do we owe these dolls, Dad? Grandma wouldn't collect stamps. That's why we're so weird. Yeah, Midwest stuff. I live in the city now. I live in New York. When I first moved there, I was a server. I hate waiting tables. Oh, I don't know how to hear waits tables. It's a nightmare. You just gotta walk over to the tables. How we doing? Stupid server laugh. Oh, yeah, of course. I'll do anything for $4. Like, it's you know, everyone's picky. They're like, tell me about the salmon. I don't know, it swims. What do you want to know? I had one guy who was like, is it farm raised salmon? I was like, sure. No? Yes. What do you want to hear? I don't know. I bring it from the kitchen to you. You give me $4. Play the game. Just eat the farm salmon, right? It's fine. It's just prison salmon. Just eat that. They got nothing to live for. What do you want to eat a salmon that's tasted freedom for, you psychopath? I want a salmon that's seen a sunset. No, just eat the prison salmon. Everything's farm raised. What do you eat, wild cows? There's just a cow that got away. There's no such thing. Every cow is farm raised. Except for veal. It's farmed, they don't raise it. But I think it's wild that we eat it. I don't know why nobody stopped the first person that tried. That's great. There's a village and some cow gave birth, and the guy's like, I'm gonna eat it. And nobody was like, easy, Steve. Like, nobody stopped him. It's insane. Yeah, I'm getting a little dog for a little apartment. Yeah, I love little dogs. I grew up with a Yorkie. Oh, he was the best. Yeah, a Yorkie fan? Oh yeah, you like big dogs? No, little tiny dogs. You can pick them up, and they got little boops. You know, it's New York. You got to pick them up, so you want just to use some fingers. Anyways, yeah, I grew up with a little tiny dog. I used to, I don't know, Joey was great. He's a little Yorkie. I used to hit golf balls in the backyard, and he would chase the golf balls and bring them back. Yeah, he's the best dog. But one day, I was in the backyard. I was hitting the golf balls real well, you know. I was doing a real good job. And then my dad pulled up in the driveway, and he loves golf. So I was like, hey, check this out. I wanted to impress him with how good I was hitting the golf balls. So I went to hit it as hard as I could. And I hit it, yeah, and I shanked it. And it just line drive right into Joey's face. Yeah, so all my dad sees is he gets home from work, and I murder his dog in front of him. And he's like, what did you do? And I was like, I did it for you. Like, I was trying to explain why I hit it so hard. And then he ran over and scooped up Joey, and he was just shaking like a goat, you know, when goats fall over. And he's like, everybody in the van! And we just rushed Joey to the vet, and my dad was in the back seat talking to him like Joey was on the beaches of Normandy, like, hang in there! You're gonna make it! And Joey lived. He was fine. Don't worry. He spent the night. He came back the next day. He was great. Yeah, but when we got him back, we were like, sit! And he forgot sit. I knocked sit right out of that dog. Yeah, we had to reach, yeah, but a dog with brain damage is just as happy as any other dog. Really, if not happier, really. He seemed to have more joy in life. Yeah, so I'm very excited to get a dog. I stopped golfing, don't worry, he'll be okay. I used to be a dog walker in New York City. Hated that. Walking dogs, you guys don't have dog walkers. You know, New York, you gotta show up at these rich people's houses, and you take a dog out, and that dog is your boss for the next half hour. You have to pick up dog poop for $20. It's the worst. Sometimes the people are home. Yeah, they have so much money that they're like, you take them out. I'm gonna watch TV. Yeah, one time I showed up and the guy was there. I was like, oh, you're home. Do you still want me to take him out? He's like, yeah, if you could. I was like, oh, where's the dog? He's like, he's in his room. Dog had a room in New York City. He had a bedroom. And I'm such a timid man, I knocked on the dog's door. I was like, hello, is it okay I'm coming in here? Yeah, but this is what I do to get back at these rich people. I'll call every dog a different name. If you do that enough, they'll learn a new name. I was walking a dog, his name was Winston. I called him Chuck for months. Every single day. Hi, Chuck, you're Chuck. Come here, Chuck. And his tail would start to wag. So when I wasn't there on the weekends, that rich guy was like, come here, Winston. How come he doesn't listen anymore? Because that's Chuck now. I stole your dog. Now you're picking up my dog's poop. It's a power move. City thoughts, you gotta think of these things. But yeah, I love New York City. It took me a while to get adjusted. I kept missing the trains. I remember one time I was running late to the train. You know, I was at the stop and went to run up the stairs. And there was an old guy in front of me. He was hands on each of the railing, and he was trying to make the train. He was trying to pull himself up. But I got behind him, you know, because my knees work. And I was doing that dance. Like, come on, I can make it. You know, and finally he noticed I was behind him. He let go of the railing and just went, you go! I'm not going to make it! What's this, Nam? What do you mean? Do you mean the train or life? Like, I don't know. I left him. I know. I don't know what happened to that old man. I know. I should have grabbed him by his shirt. Say, you're going to make this train together, Harold. Come on! And just throw him over my shoulder. Everyone's like, what that skeleton carrying that old man for? Yeah, it took me a while. 'Cause, yeah, from the Midwest, moved to the city. I got hit by a car immediately. I did, yeah. I got hit, yeah, just crossing the street. Because growing up in the woods, you don't look both ways. There's no traffic. It's dirt roads. So I had the woods mentality, moved to the city. This is what happened. I was hanging out with some friends, and I was like, oh, I gotta go, you guys. There's the bus. I gotta catch this bus. I'll see you later. And I went to walk. The bus stop was on the other side of the street, and I just walked to the bus stop. I didn't think. I just walked straight to it. And then I remember I got in the middle of the road. And I was like, all right, you're supposed to look. So I looked, and I just saw a Honda Civic headed my way. And I did that up noise. I went up. You know that up noise where you don't know what, you just go up. And then everything went dark. That's all I remember, going up, black. And then I wake up and I'm just laying in the road. And I popped up and the bus was at the bus stop. And you know when you're in bus catching mode, whatever that was, doesn't matter. So I just popped up, went, bus! And I hobbled. And I still got onto the bus. I swiped my card, I got a window seat, everything's looking good. And I sit down, and the bus doesn't move. And then I look out the window, and there's about 30 people all on the sidewalk looking at me specifically. And I was like, what's going on? I didn't even know what happened. And then my friend comes running across the street, and he gets onto the bus. He goes, Jeff, you gotta get off the bus, man. We all saw you get hit by that car. You flew into the air. Pretty sure you're in shock right now. There's an ambulance on the way. And I was like, an ambulance? That's gonna cost a lot more than this bus. I don't have ambulance money, I'm a bus guy. So I stood up, I looked behind me, and everybody on the bus was just looking at me, wide-eyed. Because they're just on their way home, and then they see a guy get hit, and then still get on, just like Mondays. Can you believe it? Oh, boy. So my friend, we go back across the street, and he takes me to the bathroom and goes, you got cleaned up? And I look in the mirror, and there's just blood all over my face. Just all blood. And I was like, Cody, am I okay? And he was like, nobody knows. We have no idea. So the ambulance shows up, and I'm talking to him. I was like, I don't have any health insurance. Can I not go? I feel okay. I'm trying to talk my way out of it. They're like, no, you gotta go. Come on, let's go. So they take me in the ambulance, and I'm sitting in the ambulance. And we're on the way to the hospital. And I remember this. There's an older guy with a mustache. He's got the clipboard. And he goes, did I overhear you don't have any health insurance? I was like, hey, I got nothing. I'm freaking out. Then he goes, well, we can't bill you if you give me a fake name. So, what's your name? And my name's Jeff Scheen. And I went, it's Jeff Shine? It was the best I could think of. And even he was like, isn't that your name? And I was like, it's close, but no. And he's like, how about we just call you Jeff Adams? I was like, you can call me whatever you want. As long as this is free, call me Betty. I don't care. So we get to the hospital, and he grabs me by the shoulders, and he goes, remember, you're Jeff Adams. Good luck. Like I'm getting ready for an audition. I'm like, thanks, Dad. I'll knock him dead. So I walk into the hospital. I was like, hi, I got hit by a car, and I'm Jeff Adams. Ta-da! That's all I have for this character so far. I'm still working on it. And they're like, all right, have a seat. We'll come get you in a minute. We'll take you in the back room. So they take me in the back room. The doctor signs a light in my eyes, and he's like, well, I don't see a concussion, so that's good. But how about you go back to the waiting room? We'll get you in a second to give you a CAT scan to make sure your brain's not bleeding. So I'm sitting in the waiting room, and I'm freaking out. At a CAT scan, they might figure out who I am. I don't know. They're looking in here. I'm not smart. So I'm sitting there, and the same guy, he walks out. The same paramedic walks by, and he goes, hey, come outside with me real quick. So we go outside, and he goes, do you have a concussion or anything? What's going on? And I was like, they want to give me a CAT scan to make sure my brain's not bleeding. So I don't know, man. And he's like, the odds of that happening is like 1 in a million. They don't know who you are. Just get out of here. So I just left. And I got home, my roommate was like, what happened to you? And I was like, I got hit by a car, and I just snuck out of the hospital. I'm gonna go to bed. Wish me